Welcome back to Did You Know? Today we have Beck back again to give us an update on how she's travelling. Beck is one of our vaccine injured family. And so, Beck, how are you? How's things? How are you now?
Hi, Michelle. Thank you so much for having me back. It's been very busy. I've been doing a lot of different protocols, going really well. So I'm very excited to be here today. Can't wait.
And you've started a Telegram group to help people as well under the collective banner. And is there a Facebook one as well?
Yes, we've got the Facebook one up and running. And within a week we had over 100 members. So I think that's very exciting. I've got some really good posts to come up shortly. I'm just trying to bundle them all together so that I can articulate my detoxes and my plans and what I've been doing a bit better for people to understand. As you can understand, so much has been happening, and I really look forward to sharing it with everyone.
Well, you look really well. You do.
Thank
You
you.
look fantastic.
Thank you.
So what protocols have you been doing lately that's really made the difference?
Yep. So there's the FLCCC, which is a website, and I'll share the link in the comments afterwards. They have a protocol for long COVID or for post jab. They have things like intermittent fasting that is fantastic for trying to detox and flush out the dead cells from your body so that your body can create new cells. There's also the protocols with different vitamins, different supplements, even ivermectin is on there, which is fantastic. So first off, I was following those, and I'd been following those for a good 6 to 8 months. And then after that, I just recently I've done a 5-day detox with something called LifeWave. LifeWave is a patch, and it's acupressure. And it's just a simple patch. You peel off the sticker on the back, pop it on specific spots on your body, and it will assist your body in creating your own natural hormones or, for example, glutathione. There's a patch called glutathione. There's one called X39, which does stem cells. Now, activating your stem cells, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So I've been using those for about 6 months, but just recently I did a 5-day detox with the lovely ladies that I have in Adelaide who have helped me. They've been fantastic. And from that detox, it was very intense during. The symptoms were very, very strong, but it was worth it. It was so worth it. Um, Straight after that, I've gone into ivermectin along with fasting. So my theory behind it is if I can fast, create autophagocytosis, which is where the body removes or rids the body of the dead or destructed cells and then creates new cells. And along with the ivermectin, it can bind to the spike protein and it can flush out the body. This will obviously take about 2 months minimum, but day 7, and I can feel a big difference already. It's amazing. I cannot believe it. So yes, very, very lucky that I've got friends that have helped me. So many people have helped me. It's not just myself. It's been amazing. Yeah.
So for those who missed the previous chat,
Mm.
can you this is a can you give a brief
Yeah.
overview? Because I know it's been intense and it's been
Yeah.
going on for 2 years now. Is it 2 years since you
Nearly.
nearly two
Mm.
years since you had the particular shot that
Yeah.
um took you down basically. So would you give us a brief overview, please, Beck?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So what I'll do again is in the comments afterwards, so it's easier for people to follow. I'll post the list, which is what we're referring to at the moment. So the 26th of August 21 was when I had my second jab. From there, I had a range of symptoms. Tinnitus was 24/7. So as soon as that disappears, I will be so grateful. That will be a real turning point for me, I think. 2 weeks approximately afterwards, I had my first heart episode. I was in and out of the emergency department with heart stuff. So my heart rate would go really fast. I'd have these episodes where my body would shake, internal vibrations. I was diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea. I had adenomyosis, which is where my uterus enlarged quite rapidly, and I was bleeding daily, so menstrual cycle issues. I ended up with palmar-plantar pustular psoriasis, which is an autoimmune, and that severely flared to a point where I could barely walk. That was so painful, very painful. With most of those things, there was a range of different treatments, such as chemotherapy. For my heart, they didn't do much because they thought it was anxiety to start off with. So it took almost, over a year for them to put me onto beta blockers to actually help me and stop me getting the heart episodes. So it was a long time with heart episodes. I had a forced hysterectomy to obviously stop the enlarged uterus and the bleeding. I wasn't really ready for it. The next step was, because of that surgery, I ended up having hepatitis, induced hepatitis. So I got very, very sick and my liver started really going bad. So just to mention, just to top off on how bad that was, that meant that on day one or after my hysterectomy, so major surgery, all my meds, pain relief, were taken away. Day two, I had no pain relief and I was in hospital for a week with no pain relief because of the hepatitis. So that was huge. And I was put in maternity ward where there are a heap of mums with new babies. Horrendous, absolute horrendous experience. But yes, there was many. Just following on from that, with the psoriasis, I had some treatments which I reacted to, allergic reactions, anaphylactic swelling of the throat, more heart episodes, a biopsy on my feet for my psoriasis, which ended up infected. So did my leg. Suspected heart attack, costochondritis. I had positive D-dimer, which shows clotting. They never found any clots, but the D-dimer was elevated. So I don't know what happened there. They pretty much said that they couldn't do much for me because they couldn't find anything. So I was fine. So yeah, all of this happened before I even got COVID. So that whole list that I just went through was before I got COVID, which I got COVID on the 31st of March of 22. After that, heart episodes were worse. The chronic fatigue was worse. The chest tightness was worse. So that there is different symptoms for both. I definitely know that. So yeah, that's where doctors can't tell me that it was because of COVID. There is no way, because I didn't have COVID until a long time after. Okay, so after that, I had a major heart episode after anti-anxiety meds because the doctors told me that it was anxiety. I gave up on myself. sadly. I didn't know what else to do, and I nearly died because of it. So that involved my heart being stopped twice to get the rhythm back. Again, another huge, majorly traumatic experience, that I'll never ever forget any of that. All of it, actually. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but I'm trying
You're doing
to
well,
just
Beck. You're doing really well.
summarize for
Mhm.
everybody. So I do apologize, but I will post in the comments afterwards so that you can read it through and it's easier to understand, or follow. So from there, I had a cardiac MRI, nothing showing, which we all have probably heard around the traps that a lot of people in my situation, nothing does show. And that's the frustrating part. Costochondritis, I had neurological issues with no gag reflex, twitching of eyes, the jaw. I remember sitting at the airport ready to head to Adelaide for another heart specialist appointment. And I was sitting there reading a book and my jaw would just flutter. And it was just, you couldn't control it. And I was so embarrassed. I was sitting there going, I hope nobody can see me. So kind of raised the book up a bit. But honestly, it's just so scary. And so many people are going through this, and it's just, my heart goes out to everybody going through it. I'm lucky I'm in a better place now, but I remember how bad it feels to be like that. Um, so, so yes, skipping heartbeats, ectopic heartbeats, in and out of ED still. B6 toxicity. So I had small fiber neuropathy, which the symptoms from there can be neurological as well. So the neuro issues increased. Brain fog was really bad. I couldn't speak properly sometimes. I would forget things even though I just had a conversation. So it was really, really hard. It was, being with the family at home and you just have a conversation and then you go to say the same sentence again and hubby goes, we just spoke about that. And I went, oh, I'm so sorry. Like you just don't know. Anyway, so I also ended up with inflamed lymph nodes, so all down the left side particularly, which was interesting because I've got other friends with the same. They've got the left side, and multiple cysts in my boobs, lots of different things. And then from about the 4th of November 22 is when I started going, I need to take control of this. I need to advocate for myself. I need to, if I want to be here for my children, then I need to start doing this because the doctors are not. You cannot put your health just in the doctor's hands. It's also your responsibility. And that was a turning point for me. I was very lucky though. I had people reach out, but I become very verbal on Facebook, even though I got blocked, and I didn't end up jailed, which was lucky, but blocked, censored, deleted, all of those things, which many of us have probably experienced. So yeah, that's a bit of a summary, short summary, but I'll post in the comments. Yeah.
So how old are your children?
Good, thank you. Yeah, we had
How old are they?
how old are they? Okay, we've got 9 and the twins are 6.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I imagine this has been just so traumatic for them and your husband and all your loved ones, is just not knowing what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
They must be so relieved and your husband too, especially knowing that you're in recovery now, and because you've taken actions for yourself and stopped, I suppose, trusting the regular path of medical help. And you've got to you were telling me that you have a few friends in your area, like where you live, who've also been through this sort of process like you with the symptoms of many different things. So can you talk a little bit about them and how they're going?
Yeah, sure. So in our small friend group chat, which is amazing, it's such a good outlet for us. We're so supportive. The girls, like one of them I've never met face to face, but we feel like we're best friends. It's just we have each other's back. It's just if you have people I'd highly recommend forming something like that. It it's tremendous support. So one of them is young. I played netball with her. She's starting to get back on track. Um, she's gone to a naturopath, and that's been very helpful for her. She even played a first game of netball again the other week, which I was so proud of her, so proud of her. And I think she was really excited. She said she was really unfit, but she took it easy, very slow, and respected her body in recovery. But that's a major step for her. But she must feel so much better. So that's good. The other two girls are struggling still. One I'm very close with through the reptile world, through my business, but she unfortunately still can only eat 3 or 4 food items. That's it, because her mast cell activation syndrome is through the roof. Unfortunately, she reacts badly to quite a few medicines or treatments. So it's very difficult for her. She doesn't know, like, she's incredible. She's so smart. She was a vet nurse. She left that field and she's actually studying to be a naturopath while she's sick. So this is how determined and incredibly strong this woman is. I have huge respect for her because no matter what, she's still out there looking for information to help others, along with herself, of course, but she's just so selfless. She actually created the group. So I have a high respect for her. I wish I could help her more. I just wish there was something that we could get to break through that mast cell activation syndrome, because yeah, it's really eating her alive. It's just dreadful. So
Can you explain a bit about that syndrome?
yeah, look,
What's it called again?
mast cell activation syndrome. So for example, for her, if she eats so she had a favorite chocolate for her whole life, like over 20 years. She'd been eating the same chocolate. After the jab, she had a little bit, and like it's almost like an allergic reaction inside the body. She can't eat it anymore. It's bizarre. It's the most bizarre thing we've heard. So, but it got to a point where almost anything she ate, it's kind of like internal vibrations, but it's like an allergic reaction inside your body. You just cannot eat the foods because it makes you sick. Um, it's horrendous. And then with COVID on top of that, I
Something's
think
gone on from, sorry, something's
yeah.
gone.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, I have no idea what that was. Yeah, we had a little bit of a delay before too, so I was just watching that. But so yeah, after she had COVID, her heart symptoms went up as well. I really feel for her. I really do. And then we have another lovely lady who just cannot catch a break. I hope they all don't mind me sharing, but I believe that they would support it. She has been diagnosed with a couple of things that there's no cure. It's the prognosis is not the best, but she is in very good spirit. She's one hell of a woman, I'll put it that way. So the first one that I recall is with her lungs. Is it fibromyalgia? Forgive me if I've got that wrong, but it's to do with the lungs. And there's nothing they can do for that. She's trying her best to just live life. She's got a little boy, so she's such a hard worker. She's so determined. She's got a home business for gardening, and she doesn't want to give up. She's still going, and she's still pushing that business. And I just, again, huge respect for these women. These women are so strong. The other one is her heart. Her heart has been playing up with her valves, especially with her valves. But they went in and they did it's called an angio. I personally haven't had an angio, but you go up through the arm and then it connects to your heart, and they have a look around, kind of like a CT angio. And again, they couldn't do the surgery, but it looks like she might have to come back up for surgery for her valve so that she doesn't have a heart attack. So yeah, it's very big things happening in the background for the girls. So we're all sitting there trying to find methods to help us.
And did their symptoms start straight away, like around the time yours did, or after their second or their first or third, or when did they start?
Yeah, both, all three of them after their second. And particularly for Vanessa, I'll say her name, Vanessa, she was 2 weeks exactly after the second Pfizer that she got pericarditis. She was diagnosed straight away, bang. Yeah.
And was it all the same, from the same pharmaceutical company, like the same brand? Or were they different?
Yes, it was our group. Yes, all the same.
Which one was that?
That was Pfizer. Yep, all 4 of us. Yep.
And was it around the same time, or?
Bit of a break. Yeah, bit of a break. There was so M was the same time as me. I think we're 14 days apart. And then the other 2 were a little bit later. So yeah.
From the same place,
No,
so
no.
that wasn't necessarily the same batch.
No, different batches. We did do, we looked at our batch numbers online. You can use your little card that you get and you can look your batch number up online. Well, you used to be able to. I don't think it's there anymore. Having a quick look recently. So yeah, you could see how many reactions and how many deaths and all the rest of it, which was, yeah.
Wow. So with the groups that you've got organized on social media, what are you learning from that, from other people? Are there a lot of people coming on, asking for help, looking for protocols, offering advice? So how's that sort of all going?
Yeah, I think it's going a little bit slow to start off with, but it's good though, because a lot of the posts are informative. So we have posts that have information, they have the links so that they can just click on them and go and research. The key is that you do your own research, because it's got to resonate with you so that you take it on board and you adopt it to actually really help your own body. So there's a range of different things, from protocols that I've done, I've already shared, strengthening your immune system. So what foods you can have, what supplements are good, the holistic side of things. So grounding is fantastic. There's information on there that's been shared. The crystals, we haven't really tapped into that quite yet. So there's another post that we could possibly do coming up. The LifeWave patches that I was talking about before, I have a post coming. I'm just trying to articulate that because that has been such an amazing journey the last 6 months. So I need to make sure I get that spot on so I can share it, because I know the questions will come afterwards, because it's an affordable non-transdermal patch that you can wear using acupressure. It's amazing. Yeah.
And have you found with, you know, having your 3 friends who are going through a lot of the similar symptoms,
Yeah.
have you found that some protocols work for one and maybe not for the other? Like as you said,
Absolutely.
yeah, so it's not one size fits all for everybody. They've got to find what works for them, hence the
Absolutely.
research. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's different, everybody's individual. Even our symptoms, yes, okay, they match, but they don't all match the same. For instance, there's young Sam and me that had hepatitis, whereas the other 2 girls, Vanessa and Em, they didn't have hepatitis. Everybody's unique, everybody's different. It's the same with the menstrual cycles. So the menstrual cycles Sam and I had, Vanessa and Em didn't have. The heart symptoms, though, most of us had heart problems. We all did, but they're all different. They all range, and they're all different timing as well. So yeah, it's a matter of, yeah, doing your own research. There's links there, there's groups there, there's lots of help. It's just what works for you. I mean, everybody's got their own dietary needs, everybody's got their own physical, like there's some people that can't walk. So how do they adapt the grounding, for example? You know, who's going to help them do the grounding? You know, getting these things into place is going to be unique for every person. Yeah.
Well, the grounding, I do know you can get grounding mats, which I have. My feet
Yeah.
are on one now.
Fantastic.
Well, I live in a high rise, so and I spend a lot of time on Zooms and things like that, and the computer. So, and I actually bought one that is under my sheet in my bed, so I'm sleeping
yeah,
every night. So I'd certainly recommend that for people who are immobile.
Fantastic. Yeah.
And also to research the power of grounding. It's just incredible, and it puts a whole new light on tree huggers.
Yeah.
Well,
yes,
does.
it does.
The healing is just incredible just by having your feet on the ground. And we've heard that, you know, the rubber sole was invented, and that stops that.
Stopped it. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas before the rubber sole, they were all leather soles, so that didn't block it.
Yes.
And hence why animals don't get sick, because they're on the ground all the time.
Yep. And probably why we get sick in winter, because everybody's got shoes and socks on. Yeah. I found the other day, there was 2 days that I didn't do it. And yesterday I went in to feed my guinea pigs because it's the best area that I can do it. And I took off my shoes and socks and I felt immediate release. You can feel that beautiful sensation come up through your legs and you just feel amazing. It's a grounding. I highly recommend too. Yeah.
Oh, my pen's just died. I was just going to write that we add that, because there is like a movie, isn't there, or a documentary on grounding.
Oh, we can find something. Yeah.
We'll add that on. We mustn't
yeah.
forget. And you mentioned, just sidetracking a little bit, that you have a business called Reptile World. What's that about? Give yourself a plug.
Oh, Oh, it's Mackie Reptile Supplies. Because we're rural, to for anyone that's got pets up here, it's a 5-hour return drive just to go get supplies. So, we had our own pets, and we just thought, well, why don't we sell frozen rodents? Because at the time we just had snakes. And so I started off with just a chest freezer, and bless my husband, it was his idea. So thank you, hubby. Yeah, Steve said, why don't we just do it? And I went, okay. And I ran with it. And before all of this happened, I actually did that on top of my job down at the local government. And the kids. So yeah, I was quite busy.
I bet you
Yeah.
were.
But so yeah, every fortnight I bring in live food, which happens to be this weekend. So I'll be very busy this weekend. So crickets and worms and bugs, and I've got a freezer full of rodents and yeah, yucky stuff for your reptiles. Yeah,
And
pretty much.
so do you, who do you supply? Like, do you have a website?
I've just got a Facebook page. So I just do the local community and surrounds. So there's another community not far, or couple not far away. So yeah, we just supply locally, and I stuck to it through everything I've been through. I even had COVID and I did contactless collections. I was so sick, but otherwise the community has nothing. So that's my drive, is supporting the community. Yeah.
That speaks loud about the person you are, Beck.
Yeah.
Volumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still going.
Okay, so before we finish up, is there anything you'd like to add?
Not sure.
Maybe.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the first one. I can see it's nearly up to 200 views, which is amazing. So thank you to those people for listening. And I got a few messages privately afterwards. I even had a patriot in America send a message through Dale and say, amazing, you know. So the fact that it's getting reach even across to America, thank you, huge thank you.
And
Yeah.
and what about a message to the people who are suffering like you have? Yeah, something to give them hope and places to look, I suppose, for information for when they do their own research. Like, we'll put as many links as we can below. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind talking to those.
Yeah, so please don't give up. Please don't listen to the negativity. You can do this. You need to believe that you can do this. You are strong on the inside. We have things out now that can help. We have links. There is protocols. There are doctors that are starting to come out and starting to help. Just don't give up. Keep fighting to find them. You can find them, and you will find them. Once you're in the right headset, there's nothing stopping you. You can do it. And ask questions. We have the Facebook page. There's the page on Telegram. Please ask questions. Please don't hesitate. No question is a silly question ever. You can ask anything. You're full of support. There's so many people around you. And once you tap into that, you'll be unstoppable. Yep.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Beck, and for those of you out there who are suffering, there's help. There's help, and everyone's, well, there's so many people who want to support you. So look for the support. We all want to support you. So thank you, Beck, and we'll have another update down the track, and I'll see you then.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for your time. Absolutely love it. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Bye.
Bye.